On goes the glasses. Again, Office of the President, Borough of Brooklyn, City of New York citation, it reads, whereas it is a time-honored Brooklyn tradition to recognize those individuals and organizations who are dedicated to the betterment and development of their neighborhoods and communities throughout the great borough of Brooklyn, it is therefore fitting that we join in acknowledgement of their special events and occasion, and whereas all of Brooklyn joins today on the occasion of the 4th Annual Women's Empowerment Summit. You give some love for that. Come on now, when I'm giving out awards, and awards in Brooklyn to honor and recognize celebrity executive chef Winfred Patrick Simpson for the outstanding contributions he has made in our communities and beyond. And whereas on behalf of all Brooklynites, I salute celebrity executive chef Winfred Patrick Simpson, who began cooking as a young child in St. Anne's Parish, Jamaica, who worked in several resorts and who took his talents to the seas, working for E-Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines and others. I applaud him for previously serving as executive chef at Negril Restaurant. That was my spot. You know, my family's based in Panamanian, so you already know. And for currently serving as the executive chef at B.B. King's Blues Club and Grill and the Highland Ballroom, pushing the boundaries in the kitchen by creating unique Caribbean spices that enhance dishes with an American flair. I commend him for teaching local students the art of cooking. That's important. Again, we're raising our babies, teaching them the right way. That's right. And for aspiring to establish a culinary school for disadvantaged youth. I appreciate him for nobly supporting the mission of women's empowerment initiatives. And I thank him for all that he has done to touch and improve the lives of so many, helping to move our community forward as one Brooklyn. Now therefore I, Eric L. Adams, President of the Borough of Brooklyn, do hereby confer this citation on celebrity executive chef Winfred Patrick Simpson, and witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the Borough of Brooklyn to be affixed this 6th day of May, 2018, and it is signed by the Brooklyn Borough President. Please, sister.
I'm trying to wrap my brain around this event, and this morning when I was getting ready to make my way here, I was thinking, and I said, okay, let me try to figure this out. I'm a guy. This is a woman empowerment event. I don't see how this heads up, but I'm gonna go there and try to stay low-key, stay in the back, pretend as if I wasn't even here, because this event is not about me, it's not about male, but I think we also play a key role into, as much as we want to see our female and our ladies and our young girls strive to be so much more. We as guys, we know that the deck is stacked up against female in many different fields of career, of work. I deal with it every day. Just look at it and pat yourself on the shoulder and say you did a wonderful job. So after that, we became back friends. After she understood that, we became back friends. So I'm saying all of that to say this. Me, I remember, and the mothers here, and even if you're not a mother, you're gonna experience it. You go through little trial and little things at home that you have to try to figure out. I know there's a lot of people here probably from Jamaica, and even if you're from the Caribbean, you experience things in your own way. I remember when I was growing up, when I was probably like 12, 13, mothers on a whole, and especially my mom, I remember when my mom used to leave. She put us to bed at 9 o'clock, and mom, go to bed, so we gotta go to school the next morning. And I wake up at 2 o'clock in the night and I'm like, where's mom? Mom is nowhere in the house, mom is nowhere to be found. And I could never figure it out for a while. And I'm saying all of this to get to a point as to the things that mothers will do and women will do for their kids. And a lot of times we, as men, we go through certain things, but women will go the extreme. And for a long period of time, I couldn't figure out where my mom go at night. No, she wasn't hooking on the street. No, she didn't do all of that. No. So I remember one morning, my mom didn't come home, and I had to go to school. And I started looking for her because at that time we all didn't have cell phone and all of that. So I'm like, where's my mom? So I asked my neighbor, and I said, my mom went out and she didn't come back. And she said, oh, your mom is next door. And I said, my mom is next door? My mom used to leave the house at night. And my mom was I wouldn't say they call it a home health aide nor that. No, she didn't do that. What my mom used to do, my mom used to leave the house and my mom washed clothes for people. And my mom have her, call them clients or whatever you call them, my mom go to their house at night and outside in the dark, like they have like a outside light or whatever, my mom would have and we didn't have washing machine and all those stuff. My mom used to wash clothes for the neighbor, for whosoever in the neighborhood. She would wash their clothes and rinse them and hang them out on the line. So for the entire night while we're sleeping, my mom is out there washing clothes. By the time the people, they wake up, all they see is the line full with clothes, and my mom get paid and she come home and she give us money, and she give us money to go to school. So all those other things, it was after a while it started making sense to me as to the extreme that my mom would go through to make sure that the result of what I've become now, she paved the way as much as she can and she did the best that she can. And I remember one day I came home from school, there was nothing at home to eat, nothing home. And I said this in a lot of my speech. I said, me being a chef I didn't choose this as a career. I think food chose me. Because the reason why I said food chose me, because being around food was where I said, you know what, if I'm in the kitchen, there's always food, so I don't have to go home hungry. And that was how I became a chef, by being around food. And I remember one evening I came home and I asked my mom, I said, what's for dinner? And whosoever grew up in Jamaica, you know, you're coming from dumpling and butter. If you don't know dumpling and butter, you say you're a Jamaican, that's a lie. Right now, dumpling and butter is real good. If you ever tried it, it's real good. And even if I can afford lobster and caviar and all of that, occasionally, I'll just go for some dumpling and butter. It's real good. And I came home and asked my mom what's for dinner. My mom said, well, she didn't get any work today, so she really don't have anything for butter, anything for dinner. And my mom just basically gave me a slice of bread and some tea at 8 o'clock in the evening. That's for dinner, because that was all that was in the house. And I look at my mom as a little kid with tears in my eyes, and I said to her, I said, let me find the right way in which to say, I said, why didn't I not born to like a rich parents that I can come home and there's food to eat? And my mom broke down in tears. Because as a kid, we don't know how to think of the stuff we're saying and how the mothers are trying and how the parents are trying. My mom broke down in tears. And I didn't mean it in any way to hurt her, but to her, she was doing the best that she can. But to me, I just felt like I am tired of coming home and I'm hungry, and I'm tired of coming home and there's no food for me and my sister. So it just shows you the strength of a woman. And my mom did so much. And apart from this, as I tell you guys, my story is so long. Like right now, there's so much that I'm doing. I'm presently opening a culinary school in Ocho Rios to take some of the youths off the street, give them a career, give them education. I do motivational tour. I go around to all over. At BB King's, which recently closed, which we're working on a new location, just to let you know. The BB King is not gone. So we have the BB King, we have the Highland Ballroom. I'm the corporate chef who oversee all the venues. So away from that, I have kids, a lot of kids that follow me on social media. They come to the restaurant. If you go on my Instagram, my YouTube page, you see them. I never turn down a kid. I never turn down working together with a teenager or whoever, even how to reach out to me. Can I come and cook with you? Can I come and spend the day with you? I always have an open door to always inspire and motivate. As I said, I go around to Caribbean Island, to Jamaica. My next tour is gonna be in Jamaica, where I'm visiting about 10 schools, and then Barbados and Florida and the UK. And all of this is basically stuff that comes out of my pocket which now that I have a management team, I guess they can control it and they can stay up on top of it. But I've found my calling right now, and my calling, what I do, is about motivating and inspire. Whenever you can't find me, you look for a group of kids and a group of teenagers and anyone who want motivation. This is what it is. This is somebody who, and one thing about me, I've never ever shared I'm ashamed of telling my story. Because my story, you see people walking around on the street every day, you don't know what their experience, you don't know what they're going through. You're looking at a guy who stand at the number 2 train, stand there and count 4 train went by, trying to make up my mind to commit suicide. That was when I couldn't take it anymore. And I was listening to Mary Can't Give Up Now in my head, and I stepped back, and I took the bus and I went back home. Coming from being homeless and sleeping on the side of the street, when I didn't have a home to go home to, I used to sleep on the hotel premises at Sandals, Mamba Bay when I was in Jamaica. For a month, I'm sleeping in the golf cart room. That was where I hide and sleep every night. I asked my supervisor for double shifts because I didn't have a home to go home to. So I work as much as I can. And one thing I know, you stay humble, and that was what I did. I stayed humble throughout my career. Everything that I've experienced, I shared it with my mom, and I went home to her. My mom looked at me the night when my stepfather looked at me and said, well, you can't stay here, or else all of you gotta leave. My mom said, Patrick, where you gotta go? And I said, I'll leave, Mom. You stay with my sister. And I leave, and for 1 month, I'm sleeping at the hotel, on the hotel premises, until I got caught by the floor manager who told me, you can't stay unless you're gonna get fired. You can't sleep on the hotel premises anymore. And through all of that struggle, I stayed determined and I stayed focused. Now I'm into real estate. Now I have a 6-family building in the Bronx. I provide home for people right now. And it makes me feel good to know that I can give somebody a set of key and say, here's our apartment. Yesterday, someone rent one of my basement, and the person didn't even have the money for the deposit. He said, oh, I don't have the first month and the security. I said, what, you have first month? And he said, yeah, come and pick up the key tomorrow.
Amen.
Because this is what I try to do. I try to find ways of my experience or what I went through. And I know this is a woman empowerment event, but the key, the thing to this is don't give up on your kids. You know, they're gonna go through things and they're gonna shut down and they're not gonna speak. But if you keep pushing at them, keep focused on what you're doing, don't give up on yourself, just keep doing what you're doing and believe in your kids and keep motivating them. You know, they may not say a lot, but they observe a lot. And that's one thing my mom told me. My mom said, Patrick, I know a lot, you know a lot. You just don't speak, but you know a lot. And it's that same thing that I use to motivate me, and it's the same thing that I use. If you check, you see on my Instagram, I'm always with kids. For some reason, most of the kids that I inspire and come to the restaurant to cook with me are females. And it always touched me when I do my motivational tour and I'm speaking to kids. And I remember once I was in Jamaica and I was speaking to this class, and there was this, I'm talking, and the kids were like right here around me, and I felt something like pulling on my pants, and I'm like, oops, excuse me. And there was a little girl. She looked up at me and she said, sir, do you think I can do it? I can be anything I want to be? Aww. And I look at her and I hugged her and I said, sweetie, you can be anything you want to be. Just keep believing in yourself. And guys, like I said, I can talk forever because my story there's so much to it. But I applaud all you ladies that's here. Also the guys. Listen, guys, come on. We got to step our game up for the guys that are here. You know, the simple place that sometimes a woman needs is just right here to rest her head. And you just tell her, say, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. All right, it's been a pleasure. And I take this award on the behalf of all the women that is here, all the female, and also my mom, Miss Laurel Douglas. Thank you, guys. Very appreciate it.